And I think it is undoubtedly the case that children who are read to and spoken to and immersed in language and human contact flourish in all sorts of ways. And that's one of the reasons that I think it's really important in our modern age to not always just treat an iPad or a phone as a 24-hour childminder.
It's the best babysitter, is what somebody has.
It's a great babysitter, the one-eyed babysitter my parents used to call the television. But you have to be aware that it's not the only game in town.
You bet. And television was still a social experience, wasn't it? Like your parents and you, all of them would sit at one place and watch. The other day, somebody was telling me about two kids going on a sleepover, but when they opened the door, they found both of them were in their respective mobile phones. So that is not exactly a social experience, even if, TV is an idiot box, but smartphone is another level altogether because you are in your own world and it's not social at all, but we call it social media.
I agree with that. And I think, I have all sorts of problems with social media. Adults can't really handle it, so I think social media for children is very anxious making and worrying. I think the idea that we are completely screen phobic, though, should be treated with caution because children interact with each other through video games in a way that, I'm of a generation where our instinct is to say, well, when I was a kid, we used to go out and play football or cricket together, and that was what we did to socialise, and that was much healthier. And you're just sitting on screens, but very often they're sitting on screens, they're playing Fortnite or Minecraft, and they're using their brains, and they're on headsets, and they're interacting with their friends in a virtual world, which, though obviously they're not getting as much physical exercise as they were, seems to me to be just as wholesome in some senses as the football pitch or cricket pitch on which we played in real life as children. So I think it's important not to be categorical about these things, and I think that there's great creativity and interest in some screen-based entertainments. But obviously, as you'd expect from someone who's written a book about childhood reading, I think that Dead Tree books and language storytelling remains very important.
Right, as long as there is a line, because you talked about playing football, you will have to come home when the sun goes down. But when you play video games, you could go on till whatever time, unless you have some adult supervision. But
you could. I'm an adult. I don't supervise myself, and when I'm playing video games, I go on long after the sun's gone down, and I hate myself for it.